welcome to the Marvel Sports Games 2020. I'm the Emperor, and we are kicking this year off with the 10-meter sprint. The test team is going to go out. Looks like the Silver Test Marvel is going to win this heat. You can see the track laid out in front of you. Fairly simple event. You can see our first four competitors. This will consist of Team Plasma, the Greenies, the Flamethrowers, and the Blueberries. Representing each team, you can see the members on the screen: Bolt, Green, Smelt, and BB. And we are off. Looks like Team Plasma is going to get out to the lead, and they will win the heat. Still at this sweep right here, it appears that the Greenies will come in second. Both will advance to the semifinals. Pretty good time from Bolt, a 4.19. See the next heat. We'll have True Blue, Team Galactic, the Wasps, and the Glaciers. It appears that True Blue will be starting on the far end. And they're off. The Glaciers out to a good lead, but they lose it. True Blue is going to take the lead, and Team Galactic will advance with them. The Glaciers got out to the early lead. The Glaciers will come in third, Queen from the Wasps fourth. Our next heat will have the Rainbows, Dodgers, Purple Rockets, and the Sterling Swarm, two captains in this heat. And we are off. Oh, and that is a false start from the Purple Rockets, and this heat will be redone. One more false start from the Purple Rockets, and they will be disqualified. We're off again. It looks like Sterling Swarm's going to get out the lead, but the Rainbows might take it. We'll have to see who won that, but I believe that those two will be the ones advancing. And they will give it to the Rainbows by 13 tenths of a second. Fourth and final heat will consist of the Vanillas, the Time Warpers, the Aquatics, and the Minty Maniacs. And they are off. It appears the Minty Maniacs and Valiant Vanillas will get out to the lead, and they will take it. Where are the Aquatics? Oh, that is a pitifully slow time from Ocean. Minor injuries, apparently, we are hearing upon hitting the board. We'll have to check in on him later, but that is a terrible time. I believe they will be sitting in last place. We'll now move on to the semi-finals. Team Plasma, the Greenies, True Blue, and Team Galactic will kick off this semi-final. And they are off. Team Plasma out to the lead. Is that the Greenies in second? Yes, it is! They will both advance straight to the final. Team Plasma and the Greenies, both from Heat 1. And they will set really good times of 4.12 and 4.21. Astron and Blue could not catch up. Our next semi-final will be the Rainbow, Sterling Swarm, Minty Maniacs, and the Valiant Vanillas. We are off. The Valiant Vanillas are out in front. Is that the Minty Maniacs in second? I cannot tell. The Valiant Vanillas will advance to the finals, but they're going to give it to the Rainbows. The Rainbows will get second. Head to the final. Lovely view of the track here. The four teams that will be competing in the final: the Valiant Vanillas, the Greenies, the Rainbows, and Team Plasma. Who will win it? And the race is underway. The Valiant Vanillas out to an early lead. They're going to cruise to a victory. The Greenies will come in second. The Rainbows will come in third. Frost from the Vanillas does enough to get the gold. That means they will stand on top of the top step of this podium for this event, and since it is the first event, the standings will reflect that. They come in first, the Greenies second, the Rainbows third, Team Plasma fourth, the Aquatics dead last from that terrible start. You don't know what happened there. There you have it. Frost from the Vanillas is your first ever champion of an event. Standings: Valiant Vanillas, Greenies, Rainbows, and Team Plasma stand on top, followed by the Minty Maniacs, Sterling Swarm, Team Galactic, and True Blue. Thank you for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for more. Quartet tabbing will be out. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Marvel Sports Games 2020. I'm the Emperor, and today we will be going into a more aquatic event, Quartet diving. We'll have to see if the Aquatics can do well in such an event, as the namesake suggests. Now the test team will kick us off here, just to demonstrate how the course will be done. That is the grid, as you saw earlier. The colors are worth certain points. Blue is worth 10, white is worth 1. Our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, will be the first team to take us off when they are into the water. Looks like some solid run there, like orange, maybe a green and a pink. A total of 16 points from our hosts, a 2, 3, a 5, and a 6. The colors are unfortunately starting to mesh together. We'll have to see how fast these marbles can swim. Next up, the Sterling Swarm. And they are off. They will dive into the water. Pretty neat formation there. 2, 5, 5, and 6. That is 18. That is slightly better than the Blueberry Buttons score. Dodgers are going to come up next. Oh, one of them is overshotted. That is going to be a 0. Oh yeah, the colors are really starting to mix together. 12 from the Dodgers. Not nearly up to the standards we just saw set from the Sterling Swarm. See what the Purple Rockets can do. Have another DNF? It will be another DNF. This is not good for a team sitting down towards the bottom of the standings. 12 again. They're going to come with the same score as the Dodgers. Time Warpers are up next. That's a third consecutive DNF. We'll have to see what the Time Warpers score will be. Is it a 5, 5, and 1 maybe? And that's what it will be. An 11. That is the worst score we have seen so far. Next up, Team Plasma. Looks like a solid jump into the water. 2 5s, a 3 and a 2 for a score of 15. Not bad. Now the Greenies. They are going to plop into the water rather smoothly, I might say. See what the score is. 14. 1 of each. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the Aquatics in a water event. Oh, and that's a DNF. Well, it did not start, excuse me. And unfortunately, the footage cam has corrupted, so we will just have to go by this picture for the Aquatics. Looks like a solid jump. 2 2s, a 4 and a 6 for 14. There you can see the 8 teams that have competed thus far. Sterling Swarm will still be leading the way as of the halfway point. Our next team, True Blue, came in 8th in the first event, a respectable position. They come in with a 13 here. Again, middle of the pack. Team Galactic will come in next. Enter the water rather cleanly. What will the results be? Ooh, that's a 1. That's not going to be a good score. I did see a 4 at the bottom, though. 10. That is terrible. That is the worst score we have seen so far. Can the Wasps beat that? I mean, Team Galactic did set the bar pretty low, and the Wasps will beat it with a 12. Who will our next team be? It will be the Glaciers. Another respectable 9th place finish from them in Event 1. I see the 4 down there. Oh, a 6. That is good. 14 will be the score. What can the Rainbows do? This team finished with a bronze medal in the first event. Therefore, since it's only been one event, they will be sitting in 3rd place. 16, they're going to tie the Blueberry Buttons. 2, a 4, and a pair of 5s. Minty Maniacs are off and rolling, and they will flop into the water. Ooh, yeah, that is getting really messed up. The officials hurrying the marbles to go as fast as possible. 1, 2, 4, and 5. The Valiant Vanillas, our championship leaders, what can they do? The 5 up top, and a 4, a 2, and a 1. Another 12. Here's our final running team, will be the Flamethrowers. Can they dethrone the Sterling Swarm? They're off into the water. Couple 5s, a 4 and a 1, and it will not be enough. Sterling Swarm will win the event. Our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, will come in 2nd. The Rainbows will pick up their 2nd bronze medal in as many events. Team Plasma comes in 4th again. There you can see our podium finishers. 2nd medal of the event for the Rainbows, but Sterling Swarm go to the spoils. There you can see our standings. The Sterling Swarm have now rocketed up top to the top step of the standings. The Rainbows sit in 2nd. The Valiant Vanillas have fallen to 3rd. Stay tuned, everybody. The next event will be out soon. Balancing. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We're back with Event 3 of the Marble Sports Games 2020, and the first one inside the Blueberry Bowl, Balancing. Hello everybody, I'm the Emperor, and welcome back. As we get our first view of inside the Blueberry Buttons home stadium, we look at the championship leaderboard. Currently, the Sterling Storm lead, followed by the Rainbows and Valiant Vanillas. Lovely view here inside the Blueberry Bowl. As we take a look at our balancing track, a 20-centimeter ruler is laid out on the side for reference. Of course, all referees, sitting in their little chairs, will be the official scorers, as the test team will demonstrate how it is done. Yeah, decent run from the test team. Our first team will be the Dodgers. The Dodgers sitting towards the middle of the pack, and they will get one finisher. That'll be 130 points there. Where do the others shake out? Let's see, but I think this is going to be a pretty good run. 339. Not too bad. The Marble Sports Games record, by the way, 380. As you can see, Chief Referee Casper towering over the finish line. The Glaciers, ooh, pretty early coming out of the blocks. Might be a 115-ish at the end, a 119 for a total of 329. Not bad. You can see lovely views here. As our next team will be the Valiant Vanillas. And they're off. Oh, that is a short one, but they do recover nicely, I believe. Gotta be somewhere near 30. 26. 301 total, and apparently they are going to appeal to the referees if they got a bad push or something out of the gate. I don't think anything is going to come from that. Yeah, the referees have announced their appeal. Team Plasma will be the next team up, and they will get 3 on for a really long time. 100 and a 116 for a total of 345. True Blue will be the next ones to hit the bounce beam, and 3 off to the near side, 1 to the far, and that is not going to be up to the same caliber as Team Plasma. 305. Not terrible. We'll have to see where it compares to the rest of the field. Time Warpers will be the next team. They really got to get something going. Sitting dead last, coming in 15th both events. And half their points of consolation, although they do have a nice run here. It's going to be a 120 plus another couple solid finishers. Can the Time Warpers take the lead? And they do with a 373. What a performance from the last place team. Next up, the Minty Maniacs. And a lot to live up to from there. Will they do it? No. 3 off to the far side rather quickly. Doesn't think anything got past 80? No, 75. 250 total. Well below the previous last place runner. A referee's eye view here. That's the Purple Rockets up next, and that's going to be a good run there. 2 120s and another solid finish. 407, and they do break the record. What a performance from the Purple Rockets there. See a Marbles eye view of the track. Chief Referee Casper. The Aquatics up next. Important to note that they have subbed out Ocean. Apparently Ocean has had minor injuries. They brought the reserve in to take his place. And decent result here, I do believe. A 303. Not too bad. 2 102s. Team Galactic will be up next. Another team sitting near the bottom of the standings with the Aquatics. They were off and rolling, and they are already done. Pretty short run there from Galactic. 250. They're going to tie the Minty Maniacs, but I think they will win with their farthest marble, 80, traveling slightly more than the Minty Maniacs. The Wasps, and they're just going to all 4 fall off on the near side here. 80, 80, 83, and 94 for a total of 337. What can our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, do? Their first event inside the stadium. They're off and rolling, and We're going to get one solid point haul out of that, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything more than 300. Chief referee here. Not the chief referee. Let's view the track here. And the Blueberry Button score will be 277. Slightly better than the Minty Maniacs and Galactic, and the championship leaders are off, and they will get a finisher. That's got to be a good points haul here. Put a sign up and support. Sterling Swarm fans pretty happy with that run. A 322 and a finisher. Not too bad. Not up to the 407 of the Purple Rockets, perhaps. Still good. And the Rainbows will get a finisher here too. Although I do believe the other three fall off pretty early, and they did. Only at 288, even with a finisher. Not what the Rainbows anticipated. The Greenies are up next. Team finished with a silver medal in Event 1, and it is all come undone here. That is a really, really bad showing by the Greenies. With 235, that is last. Nothing getting past 64. The Flamethrowers will have the hammer here again, just like they did in the last event. Couldn't make anything out of that. They finished 5th. What can they do here? They're off. They're all on. 2 finishers and a 120, and that should break the record. And it obliterates it. 463. 2 finishers, a 120 and an 83, and they will easily win this event. The Purple Rockets will come in second. The Time Warpers happy to pick up a bronze. Team Plasma finishes 4th for the 3rd event in 3 events. Flamethrowers ecstatic with their victory here. The fans are going wild. And they will stand on the top step of the podium after this event. The Purple Rockets will pick up the silver, the Time Warpers the bronze. In the final standings, Flamethrowers rocket up to 2nd place, closely followed by Team Plasma and the Rainbows. However, the Sterling Swarm still lead. Team Galactic and the Aquatics have fallen down to the bottom. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Stay tuned for the Gravitrax. Welcome back, everybody, to the Marble Sports Games 2020 for the 4th event of the inaugural season, the Gravitrax Slalom. As you can see, 2 teams will compete at a time going down this slalom track. The crowd pretty excited to watch this event. As we get a look at our track, the test team is going to be acting as the ball bearings to strike the competitors. And you can see Casper and his son Casper II here at the bottom. The official committee here as well. They did not want to miss this event. They are actually volunteering to test out the event for a demonstration, since the test team will be the ball bearing. Here you can see it is a rather quick slalom track. As the test team is going to get us off, and it looks like the bottom committee member will win. Stands packed. They're really excited to see this event. One of the committee members is a Greenies fan. And Casper II apparently has detected a track deficiency in the far lane and is going over to talk with Casper. We will see if anything comes of that. We're going to have a couple runs at least before they can make an official decision. You can see the slalom in view here. Our first 2 competitors to kick us off will be the Wasps and the Greenies. The Wasps have chosen their captain Sting. The Greenies have chosen Greenie. Who will win the first heat? And the test marbles are off. They'll hit the Greenies out to a big lead, and they will hold it. The Greenies will advance. Let's see what their times are. A 4.25 compared to Sting's 5.44. I believe our next competitors will be Cyrus and Mint Chocolate. Hold on. Apparently we're getting a call from Team Galactic's managerial office. Cyrus is called out sick, and they have instead sent in their captain to cruise it across the line for an easy victory over the Minty Maniacs. 3.80 to 4.80. However, here comes the official verdict from Casper and Casper II. They are going to give both the Minty Maniacs and Stingers 2 extra consolation points for a track defect, as they fix that right now. I do believe it has been fixed, so 2 more extra consolation points will be added to whatever the total points the Wasps and Minty Maniacs receive. Our next heat will be the Aquatics and Flamethrowers, 2 pretty polar opposite elements here. And the Aquatics are going to get out to the lead. The Flamethrowers are going to try and catch up, but are not going to be able to. The Aquatics will win the event. A 4.39 to a 5.69 from Scorch. Not a good time there. Team Plasma and the Purple Rockets will be our next 2 teams. And here's that Plasma, they're pretty even. I think Plasma might have just gotten them. It does appear that Plasma has gotten them, yes. 4.93 to Dwarfs 5.04. And our next heat will be the Sterling Swarm and the Valiant Manellas. They're off, and Sterling Swarm. Yeah, pretty easy victory there for the Sterling Swarm. 5.71 from Ice is going to be the worst time yet, as the Time Warpers and True Blue will be the next 2 teams here. And test marbles are off. And Time Warpers out to a lead, but True Blue is going to fight back. Did they get them? I don't know. True Blue was behind for most of that race, and they did get them. True. 5.10 compared to Black Hole's 5.11. That is a phenomenal comeback from True Blue. Rapidly and Blue Indigo will kick off the 7th heat here. And it looks like a very slow start Rapidly, and that is going to hand Blue Indigo the pretty easy victory. 4.71 to a 5.35. And our final heat will be our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, sending in their captain against the Glaciers. They have chosen Melanie. And a pretty even fight, but I think the Blueberry Buttons are going to get him in the end. Yes, indeed, the Blueberry Buttons are going to get them. A 4.71 to a 4.91. Not a terrible time for Melanie. As you can see, the 8 eliminated marbles there. Our first quarterfinal, here will be Team Galactic and the Greenies. And the test marbles are off. Galactic is going to be out. Yeah, what happened in the Greenies lane? They're going to come across the line way after. Did they get, like, hit on the rebound, maybe? I don't know, but that is a very slow time from the Greenies. 7.54. Cosmo comes across with a 4.97. And the fans are in a bit of disbelief there that Greenies didn't get dislodged. The Aquatics and Team Plasma will be the next quarterfinal. And they're off. And Arc is going to cruise across the line to a pretty easy victory over the Aquatics here. 4.44. Pretty even number there. 4 is Team Plasma's favorite number. They have finished 4th all 3 events so far. They are now guaranteed a top 4 finish again. Sterling Swarm and True Blue will be our next quarterfinal, and True Blue is going to easily coast to a victory in this one. Yeah, not out. And apparently Shine did DNF there. Yes, so that will be the first DNF of this event. Hope we do not see more. Blue Indigo and our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, for the final quarterfinal. And are off, and apparently there was interference and in the camera, so they were going to skip to the end there and say that Captain Barry did beat Blue Indigo, who DNF'd. See our track here, a rather short slalom here in the Blueberry Bowl. Fans still like it. Arc and Cosmo next. Test marbles are off, and that is a huge lead for Arc, but it's going to fall apart. Cosmo will take the win and advance to the finals for Team Galactic. And that will be another DNF. Now we've had 3 DNFs in the quarter and semifinals, but none before. As Barry and True will kick off our second semifinal here. And test marbles are off, and Barry is going to get out to a pretty significant lead, as I do believe True will not come in after the rebound marble, and will be in that anyway. So Barry and Cosmo, 2 captains, will be in the final. Arc and True will advance in the 3rd place match. So now Team Plasma will have a 50% chance to finish 4th for the 4th event in a row. Wouldn't that be a statement? There's True Blue as their competitor. Each team is looking for a bronze medal, which would be their first medal of these games. And Arc is going to get out to a huge lead and will get the 3rd place. True will come in 4th. And Team Plasma's 4th place streak has been snapped, but instead they will get 1 place better, 3rd. 5.51 compared to True's DNF. So now we go to the final. Cosmo and Barry, our hosts, looking for a gold medal, which would be their 2nd medal in 2 events. Test marbles are off, and Cosmo, out to a lead, will cruise across the line to a victory, and Team Galactic will pick up the gold medal. The Blueberry Buttons will be happy with the silver. Team Plasma the bronze, a 4.97 here. A really good result from Team Galactic. They were sitting in last place prior to this event. They will stand on top of the podium above the Blueberry Buttons and Team Plasma. Sterling Swarm will still hold the top step of the overall standings. Team Galactic shoots up 9 spots. Thank you for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for Collision. Welcome everybody to the 5th event of the Marble Sports Games 2020, one that looks to be very exciting, Collision. There will be 2 teams of 5 marbles. The reserve marble has been brought in to participate in this event with the main team members, as we kick off with Group 1 here. 4 groups, 4 marble teams in each group. The top 2 from each group will advance to the quarterfinals. You see 6 matchups in this group. Team Galactic, True Blue, the Minty Maniacs, and the Aquatics. And Team Galactic and True Blue are off and rolling. And it will be a 4-4 tie. You get 1 point for each marble left on the board. So one of each came off as the Minty Maniacs and Aquatics duel now. I don't believe that anybody fell off there. I spy 5 Aquatics and 5 Maniacs. That will be a 5-5 tie. Galactic and the Aquatics, and there is an Aquatic falling down there. I believe a Galactic has fallen off also. It might be a 4-4. I only see 3 Aquatics on the board. It might be a 4-3 Galactic victory. And it is. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss. With the most points and second most points in the group, you will advance. And tiebreakers are points scored and points allowed differential. We have another 5-5 tie here between True Blue and the Minty Maniacs. The Aquatics now, going up against True Blue. And there goes an Aquatic marble at the bottom. They will lose a marble, and I do think all 5 of True Blues are left on, so this will be a 4-5 True Blue victory. Our final match in Group 1, the Minty Maniacs and Team Galactic. The latter group won the last event, and this will be a tie. No blocks dislodged. And this will be another 5-5 tie. Maniacs tied all 3 of those 5-5. like True Blue and Team Galactic will be advancing out of the group, both with 5 match points. Minty Maniacs and Aquatics will go no further. As we head to the second group, which will consist of the Rainbow, Sterling Swarm, Team Plasma, and the Glaciers. Team Plasma is the only team to have finished in the top 4 every single event. And I see a couple boxes lodged here, but it looks like this might be a 5-5 tie between the Sterling Swarm and the Rainbows. No, one of the Sterling Swarm did come off. So it'll be a 5-4 Rainbows victory here. The next match, Group 2, Team Plasma and the Glaciers, 2 dark blue colored marbles. It's hard to tell exactly who that is. I do see a couple Glaciers up there, and Plasma pushing them, and it will be a 5-5 tie. Nobody falls off despite all the chaos. Sterling Swarm, and I believe that might be Team Plasma. Now it is the Glaciers. They're really hard to differentiate in the same group. 5-4 Sterling Swarm win here. Team Plasma will take on the Rainbows. And there's a gapping hole up at the top. I do believe I see at least 4 Rainbows and at least 3 Plasmas. 5 Rainbows and 3 Plasmas. That will be a 5-3 Rainbows victory. Swarm and Team Plasma this time, and there's a pretty significant hole up in the top left, and that has caused significant chaos. A lot of them have fallen off. This will be a 4-2 Sterling Swarm victory. So a final match of Group 2, the Glaciers and the Rainbows, and a pretty big hole up top, and at the bottom I see at least 4 Rainbows and at least 3 Glaciers. The 4th Glacier up top, yes, it will be a 4-4 tie. Which means that the 2 teams that will be advancing out of Group 2 will be the Rainbows and the Sterling Swarm. The Rainbows coming in with 7 points, Sterling Swarm comes in with 6. As we head to Group 3 here, this will consist of the Greenies, Valiant Vanillas, Time Warpers, and Flamethrowers. All 4 of which have medaled before in these games. Valiant Vanillas and Greenies are going to get us underway. I see a Greenie wobbling off on the right side. That will be, I believe, a Valiant Vanilla's victory here. Yes, it will. 5-4, the Valiant Vanillas take the win over the Greenies. And next up, we have the Flamethrowers and Time Warpers. Both of these teams have gotten their medal in balancing. And it's a 5-5 tie between them. Flamethrowers sitting relatively high in the standings before this event. And they will now take on the Valiant Vanillas in match 3 of Group 3. And one Flamethrower got a delayed push out of the gates, and that's a huge hole in the top left. Many marbles have fallen out. I think this is going to be a 3-1 Flamethrower's victory. And that one on the bottom is dangerously close to falling off. That is one of the biggest gaps we have seen so far, and it is a 3-1 Flamethrower's victory. As with match 4 now, which will be the Time Warpers and the Greenies. They're at the starting gate, and Greenies kind of just stalled up there. Is that one going to fall off the edge of the top? I don't think so. I see 3 Greenies, I see 4 Time Warpers, I see 5 Time Warpers. I believe this will be a 5-3 Time Warpers victory. There's another Greenie on here. We're receiving word they might have had minor internal injuries in the crash, but I think they will still be able to compete. That was Captain Green with the supposed injury. As the Time Warpers and Valiant Vanillas. Time Warpers will get a 5-4 victory here. As Greenies and Flamethrowers will line up, and there's a couple Greenies off to the top of there. That Flamethrower is very close to nudging another one off, but I don't think it's going to come off. No, it will not. It will be a 4-3 Flamethrowers victory. The Greenies losing all 3 of their matches. As the Flamethrowers and Time Warpers will be advancing with 7 points each. As we go to the final group here before the quarterfinals. The Wasps, Purple Rockets, Blueberry Buttons, and Dodgers. And the Wasps and Purple Rockets are off. There's a marble off to the bottom. Is that a Wasp or a Purple Rocket? That's by at least 8 marbles on the board. As it will be a 4-4 tie. 1 Wasp and 1 Purple Rocket apiece coming off. Now, the Blueberry Buttons, our hosts here in the Blueberry Bowl, will face off against the Dodgers. Blueberry Buttons sitting, I believe, in 2nd place, no, 3rd place overall in the standings behind Slalom, Swim, and Team Plasma with 2 silver medals here. The Dodgers have none yet. As this will be a 5-5 tie between the team, no marbles coming off. Dodgers and possibly the Purple Rockets. This will be a huge victory for the Dodgers. Many of the other teams fall completely off at the bottom, and it will be a 5-2 Dodgers over Purple Rockets. Next up we have the Wasps and our host Blueberry Buttons, and there is a marble off at the top. I see 4 Blueberry Buttons, and I see 5 Wasps. I think this will be a 5-4 Wasps victory. And it will. So we head to the 5th match of the final group. They're off, and Blueberry Buttons look to keep all 5 on the board, maybe. Is that a Purple Rocket floating off near the bottom? I think so. This should be a 5-4 Blueberry Buttons victory. And it is. The final match of the Wasps and Dodgers. The Dodgers might have just fallen off the bottom there. We can't not tell. The blocks are kind of blocking the way. But the Wasps just hit on the rebound and nudge those Dodgers off over there. And it will be a 5-2 Wasp victory over the Dodgers. I think that should secure the Wasps' advancement, and it will, along with the Blueberry Buttons. We now head to the quarterfinals. Half the teams have now been eliminated. Team Plasma did not make it to these quarterfinals at the least, which means we know that their top 4 streak is over. Team Galactic and the Blueberry Buttons, and I believe Galactic will come away with the victory here. It's too far in the finals of the last event, and Galactic will win again 5-3. Next quarterfinal here. Between the Rainbows and Time Warpers, and Time Warpers look to have all of them, no, 4 of them still on the board, and they will get a 4-3 victory here over the Rainbows. And a fan has bursted onto the field, and security and referee marbles are on the way over to arrest him now. He is being escorted from the Blueberry Bowl, and I do not think he will be allowed back in the stadium. As the Wasps and Flamethrowers are going to tie, and they're going to do a tie break here. It looks to be 2-2, maybe? So, 2-2 tiebreaker, and there's still 1 apiece on the board. Flamethrowers and Wasps are just going at it. A 1-1 tiebreaker. And they have both come off the track, so they will just completely redo this round, as I believe Flamethrowers here are going to take the victory here in the tiebreaker. It looks to be a 4-3 victory. Yes, it is. And the Wasps, if there is another score of that result, the Wasps will get priority in the standings because it went to a tiebreaker. There it is. And True Blue will win over the Slalom Swarm, meaning our 4 semi-finalists will be the Time Warpers and Team Galactic, who will face off here. And that looks like a Galactic victory, I believe. And Flamethrowers and True Blue will face off in the other semi-final. And Galactic will win 5-4, and they will be moving to the finals for the 2nd consecutive event. Time Warpers will be relegated to the 3rd place match. Flamethrowers and True Blue, I see 4 True Blue, I see 4 Flamethrowers, but there might be another one at the bottom I missed. I do believe a True Blue has fallen off at the bottom left. And it will be a 5-4 Flamethrowers victory, meaning we are heading to the 3rd place match with True Blue and Time Warpers here. And that looks to be a pretty commanding True Blue victory. A trio of True Blue just hit that wall up at the top. That's a 4-2 victory, True Blue. As we head to the finals, Flamethrowers and Team Galactic. Both teams have already gotten a gold medal in the last 2 events, and this will be either team's second gold medal. Flamethrowers, Team Galactic, they're off, they hit. I see a Galactic rolling off. I see 5 Flamethrowers. The Flamethrowers are going to win gold. Team Galactic will be happy with the silver. They were previously sitting in last place before the last event. True Blue will pick up the bronze. Time Warpers come in 4th. And the Wasps, Rainbows, Sterling Swarm, and Blueberry Buttons round out the top half. The Greenies will come in dead last, the only team not to win a single match, besides the Minty Maniacs, who tied all 3 of those. Flamethrowers stand on the top step of the podium over Team Galactic and True Blue, as I believe this will be enough for the Flamethrowers to take the lead in the overall standings here, with 2 gold medals. Sterling Swarm did finish top half, but it is not enough. The Flamethrowers hold the lead now with 64 points to 62 with the Sterling Swarm. Team Galactic jumps up to 3rd. The Blueberry Buttons, our hosts, are down to 4th. Team Plasma falls to 5th. The Aquatics now sit in last. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the Dirt Race, another outdoor event. Welcome everybody to the halfway point here in the Marble Sports Games 2020 season. I'm the Emperor. This event, the Dirt Race, will be an outdoor event, so these stands at the Blueberry Bowl, they will be watching via a monitor. Not able to go outside of the Blueberry Bowl, unfortunately. Conditions, pretty nice. Flamethrowers currently hold the lead in the championship over the Sterling Swarm and Team Galactic. This test team is off. And blue is going to get caught up there, and they're going to block green, silver, and red. Are they going to be able to? No, they will fall just short of the line. You can see the finish line cam set up here. The test team giving it their all. The Flamethrowers, Time Warpers, Wasps, and Dodgers, 2 captains in reserve in this heat. And we are off and rolling. Flamethrowers and Time Warpers are to lose. The Time Warpers in the pass, but the Flamethrowers are going to come to a halt, and I think they stopped everybody behind them. Tough to see on the camera here, but the Time Warpers will cross the line. Yeah, look at that. The Flamethrowers will stop the Dodgers. The Wasps do manage to get around. Due to this DNF, the closest to the finish will be advancing. So, Honey will be moving on with Pulsar to the semifinals. Heat and Speedy will go no further. Team Galactic, Team Plasma, the Sterling Swarm, and True Blue. 2 of the top 3 in this heat. People watching Starry and Silver. Team Galactic is out the last, but look at Team Galactic. They will catch right up to True Blue and will advance along with them. Oh, Team Plasma will stall at the line. So the Sterling Swarm will not be advancing, but Starry and Blue Blue will. Getsis will fall short at the line. The 3rd heat now, Aqua, Bluey, Twist, and Captain Peppermint. They're off. The Aquatics out to a lead. Is that the Valley Vanillas in front? Yes, the Aquatics will come in 2nd. Minty Maniacs will come in 3rd. And the Blueberry Buttons well back in last. It's not a good showing for the hosts, as Aqua and Twist will move on. This will be the first top half finish for the Valley Vanilla since Frost's gold medal back in the sprint. As Red Orange, Greenland, Glacier, and Smoggy will kick off our final heat. The Greenies out to a really big lead. Nobody's going to come in the same league as them. And the Glaciers will come in 2nd, and Smoggy will stall before the finish line. 3.86 for Greenland. That might be the best time we have seen so far, and they will be advancing along with Glacier. As you can see, 9th through 16th set. There will be distance from 13th to 16th. For the DNFs will be based on distance to the finish line. Pulsar, Starry, Aqua, and Glacier in our first semifinal. And the Aquatics out to the lead. The Glaciers are going to catch up, but they will pass them. And the Time Warpers will not be able to mount the charge on the Aquatics. It will be the 2 blue teams advancing with both the captains. Pulsar and Starry could not advance. The next semifinal here will consist of Honey, Blue Blue, Twist, and Greenland. 2 reserves in the heat. True Blue is not finished below 9th yet, and the Wasps and Greenies are out to a lead, but the Greenies are going to fall back. The Valiant Vanillas are going to take this heat, and the Wasps will advance with them. .04 from Honey, and a 4.86 from Twist. 5th through 8th, you can see, Time Warpers, Greenies, True Blue, and Galactic. So we head to the final. Aqua, Glacier, Twist, and Honey. Honey, first reserve in the final. The Wasps, Glaciers, and Aquatics, all yet to medal. At least one of them and two of them are guaranteed. The Wasps are going to easily cruise to a victory here. That is a dominant performance from Honey. Twist does enough to get second. Glacier will get third. Aqua will fall just short of the podium. That was an absolutely phenomenal performance from Honey from the Wasps. So that will give them their first gold medal, their first medal of the season, as they stand on top of the podium above Twist and Glacier. That was a very exciting event. The fans thrilled as can be, and Sterling Swarm will take the top overall lead back from the Flamethrowers. Team Galactic will remain in third. There's now a three-way tie for 4th place. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for the obstacle maze. Welcome everybody to the second half of the Marvel Sports Games 2020, the Obstacle Maze, the 7th event. There will be heats of 4 marbles progressing down this maze-like track here at the Blueberry Bowl. The fastest 2 from each heat will be advancing to the semifinals. Test heat here to demonstrate the different lines and routes you can take here, as green, red, blue, and silver will come across that order. Our first heat will have the Sterling Swarm, Flamethrowers, True Blue, and Team Plasma. 2 of the top 3 in this heat with the Sterling Swarm and Flamethrowers. And they're off. Sterling Swarm after a lead on the top, the Flamethrowers are behind them. And the Sterling Swarm, and I think that's True Blue? Or is that Team Plasma? One of the blue teams is going to advance with the Sterling Swarm. I think it might be Team Plasma, narrowly beating the Sterling Swarm. And it is. Captain Plasma beats Sparkle. The next heat will have our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, sending in their Captain Barry for the second time, along with the Time Warpers, Dodgers, and Wasps. They are rolling. The Time Warpers have to lead, but they're going to hit a wall wrong there, and the Dodgers should win this heat. The Blueberry Buttons will come in second. The Wasps will stall at the wall there, but it will not matter. Time Warpers and Wasps will go no further. Swiftly and Barry advance. Heat 3 now with Wintermint, Smokey, Shelly, and Rainy. 2 reserves in this heat. And the Purple Rockets have to a lead on there. The Rainbows and Aquatics at the bottom. They're going to both cross. Purple Rockets and the Minty Maniacs could not pull off any sort of magic from the top lane there. It'll be both the reserves moving on. Shelly and Rainy, pretty decent times there. Our 4th and final heat will consist of Nova, Vanilla, Green, and Lorelei. Team Galactic, another one of those championship contenders currently. They're off. The Galactic will take the top lane, 3 others on the bottom. Valiant Vanillas are out in front. Galactic will win, but the Valiant Vanillas will choke at the bottom. I think the Glaciers are going to get it. Galactic will be advancing, but yes, the Valiant Vanillas just bounced off that wall wrong at the bottom. And they will not be advancing. Instead, it will go to Lorelei and Nova. Sterling Swarm, Blueberry Buttons, Aquatics, and Team Galactic now in the first semi-final. They are off and rolling. Galactic again, the only one on the bottom this time. The Aquatics are out in front, and I think Galactic and Aquatics will be advancing. Both have been on tear recently. The Aquatics getting some decent results in the last 2 events, and now Galactic having made it to at least the semifinals in every single event dating back to E4. Technically every event except for E2 and 3. Second semifinal, Plasma, Swiftly, Rainy, and Lorelei. The Dodgers have been the opposite of the championship contenders right now, sitting in last. But they are out to a pretty good lead here. The Glaciers are going to come across from the other side of the board, and they should seal this heat. The Dodgers will hold up a train behind them, but they will both be advancing. The Dodgers now have a 75% chance to medal. And you can see the 4 members in the finals eagerly awaiting. Shelly, Nova, Lorelei, and Swiftly. Who will win the obstacle maze event? They're off and rolling. The Aquatics have to lead, but the Dodgers are going to take this, I think. Yes, they will. The Glaciers are going to bounce off the wall there, and they might have just lost second place. The Dodgers will win, but I think the Glaciers might have lost second. Did we choke at the end? They just bounced off the wall back and forth, and they did. By 1/100th of a second, Shelly will get silver. Lorelei will be happy with the bronze, though. Nova will come in 4th. The hosts will come in 5th. The Greenies have now finished in a spot ending in the number 6 for every single event dating back to E3. There you can see the podium with Swiftly on top, Shelly in 2nd, Lorelei in 3rd. These are 2 of these teams' first medals, meaning that the Minty Maniacs remain the only medalist team sitting at the bottom now. The Sterling Swarm do hold a 2-point lead over Team Galactic, the Flamethrowers in 3rd, the Blueberry Buttons in 4th. Glaciers have jumped up to 5th. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Speed Skating. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the 8th event of this 2020 inaugural Marble Sports Games season. I'm the Emperor. As the 8th event, Speed Skating, will show a test of speed as the test team here is going to kick us off, although half of them are going to get stuck, it looks like. First heat for Speed Skating will be Team Galactic, the Glaciers, Time Warpers, and Sterling Swarm. And immediately, it looks like Galactic's out to the lead. I think the Sterling Swarm's in the back. Galactic should take this. Who's going to get second? I think it's the Time Warpers. Galactic had a pretty good transition there from the first hurdle, and the Time Warpers had a pretty good second one. They managed to come in second. As our next heat will consist of the Flamethrowers, Blueberry Buttons, Wasps, and Valiant Vanillas. And the marbles are off and rolling. The Valiant Vanillas are after a pretty slow start there. I think the Flamethrowers are going to get this from lane 1. The Valiant Vanillas managed to claw that back? I can't tell. No! The Blueberry Buttons just beat them. Blubby and Fire will be advancing. Sulfur, Blue, Seafoam, Yellow, Green. True Blue has not finished below 9th place yet. Neither has the Sterling Swarm. But they are not in the lead here, as I believe that is the Purple Rockets and Aquatics that will be moving on out of this heat. Purple Rockets have been trending downwards as of recently. After their silver medal in balancing, they have done pretty poorly since, but they will be advancing with the Aquatics. Greenies, Team Plasma, Minty Maniacs, and the Dodgers. Dodgers coming off a gold medal from the previous event. And they are out to a lead here with, I believe that is Team Plasma and the Greenies. The Greenies should take this. The Greenies, of course, with their pretty infamous 6th place curse. I say 6th, but it also is 16th. And they will be advancing with the Minty Maniacs. Yeah, so if the Greenies finish 6th in this event, they will have extended their 6th or 16th place finish streak to 6 events consecutively, which is pretty remarkable, actually. Minty Maniacs, Time Warpers, Purple Rockets, and Flamethrowers in the next semifinal, and immediately the Flamethrowers out to a terrible start there, but the Purple Rockets up in the lead. Did the Minty Maniacs catch them? I think they did. Who got second is the question. I tell you, it's not the Flamethrowers. Is it the Time Warpers or Purple Rockets? By 6/100ths of a second, they will give it to the Purple Rockets. Starry, Blubby, Seafoam, and Green. Second semifinal. The hosts have been doing pretty well of recently also. They're all neck and neck and neck. The Aquatics and Galactic start to separate themselves, and I think they'll be the 2 advancing. Yeah, this was not as close as the previous semifinal, and it will be Galactic and the Aquatics. Where is that Greenies time? 4.87 is enough to beat Blubby. We'll have to see if it's 6th. The final. Minty Maniacs, Purple Rockets, Team Galactic and the Aquatics. They are rolling. Galactic and the Aquatics out to the lead. Galactic's going to stretch it through that transition in the anchor leg, and I think they will win. Minty Maniacs and Purple Rockets up on the second lane. It's a good transition from the Maniacs on the third sector, and it will be enough to get silver. Seafoam could not medal. Galactic will take the victory. The Greenies do finish 6th. That is now 6 consecutive events they have finished 16th or 6th. But it will be Team Galactic standing on top of the podium above the Minty Maniacs and the Purple Rockets. With the Minty Maniacs medal, every team has now medaled at least once in these Marble Sports games. The Galactic will shoot into the lead above the Sterling Swarm by a pretty comfortable margin. The Flamethrower is still in 3rd. The Aquatics jumped to 5th. Purple Rockets, even though they medaled, they do fall down in the standings. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for hurdles. The 9th event here of the Marble Sports Games 2020 will be a similar one to the ones the competitors just did, speed skating. This one, hurdles. As you can see, there are makeshift hurdles here set up, and the test team is not going to be out here today. Instead, some fans from a marble competition known as the Marble League have come down to test out instead of the test team, as they had some difficulties. These fans are going to be in the stands for the next few events as well, as our first heat is off and underway, and the Sterling Swarm has fallen off the track. They are going to appeal to the referees, who I believe will say that was a track defect, and they will be given a heat leader. And the Sterling Swarm out to a good lead this time on the second hurdle, and they should take this one. I believe that will be the Valiant Vanillas, coming in 2nd on the top lane. And that is a new record from Sparkle, a 4.26. Ice will be advancing along with Sparkle, but maybe that saved energy for the Sterling Swarm, since they didn't race twice due to the redo heat. Greenies, True Blue, Glaciers, and Purple Rockets. Can the Greenies finally snap their streak? Well, they're out to a pretty significant lead here, and I think they'll be advancing along with True Blue. So if that is the case, the Greenies' 16th place finish will be guaranteed averted, and it is. So the Greenies have snapped the pattern streak at least. Can they snap the streak by not finishing 6th here? We'll have to see. The Team Galactic, the Rainbows, Time Warpers, and Flamethrowers in our 3rd heat here. And they're all pretty neck and neck, but the Rainbows and the Flamethrowers start to separate themselves from the rest, and I believe that they will be the two advancing. Yes, Red, Orange, and Smelt beat the two reserves, Cyrus and Quasar, from Team Galactic and the Time Warpers respectively, as Queen, Swiftly, Mint, and Ocean set to go for this 4th heat and pretty even. The Aquatics and Minty Maniacs. Minty Maniacs, are the Aquatics going to catch them? No, I think the Minty Maniacs will win the heat. Both will advance to the semifinals, but Ocean, a bit resurgent there on that 2nd hurdle. As we go to the semifinals now with Red, Orange, Greener, Ocean, and Sparkle. With Team Galactic not advancing, the door is wide open here for the Sterling Swarm. They're going to get out to a lead here. Is that the Rainbows? I believe the Rainbows and Sterling Swarm will come well ahead of the other two competitors here. You can see, if you lose momentum hitting the Connects hurdles, you're going to have a bad time transferring to the other hurdles, which could really hurt your run. Mint, Smelt, Ice, and Truey B here in the 2nd semifinal. Neck and neck and neck, the two blues behind. Who's going to win that? I believe the Minty Maniacs will be advancing. Who got 2nd is the question. Smelt will just barely beat Ice. Minty Maniacs had not medaled until the previous event, but I think they like this track in these conditions. They have now gone to the final for 2 consecutive events. They will be joined by Sparkle, Smelt, and Red Orange. The final. And they're rolling. The Rainbows are out behind, but they're going to catch up as the Sterling Swarm going to win. The Rainbows and Flamethrowers were battling for 3rd, but while that was happening, the Minty Maniacs and Sterling Swarm darted off to the distance, and Sparkle will tie the record they just set. The Sterling Swarm wins gold. The Minty Maniacs pick up another silver. The Flamethrowers will win bronze. Championship leaders Team Galactic finish in 9th. I think the Sterling Swarm will take the lead back from them. They had previously lost at last event, but standing on top of the podium here above the Minty Maniacs and Flamethrowers, I think they did enough to narrowly pass Team Galactic. The fans are abuzz. It was a pretty exciting event, and they loved it. Sterling Swarm do take a 1-point lead over Team Galactic. The Flamethrowers are in third. The Aquatics move up to fourth. The hosts, the Blueberry Buttons, have fallen to sixth, but that is not terrible. They can bounce back from this. Thank you for watching. The relay race will be out soon. As we enter the third to last event, we see the championship title fight begin to heat up a bit, as I am pretty sure we will see eliminations from title contention after this event, the relay race. Welcome to the 10th event. I am the Emperor, as this track will feature a Gravitrax Slalom section similar to the one that was used in event 4 for entering the hurdles portion, as the referees here are going to demonstrate this to us. The test team still not feeling too great after their speed skating incident, as we have a finish line cam set up here. The referees, well, I think they had a decent time. You know, they're not exactly trained athletes, so we'll give them a pass there. As we see the bracket tournament style here for this event, True Blue and Sterling Swarm will be the first match between, and then the Purple Rockets, Glaciers, Team Plasma, Greenies, Wasps, and Time Warpers. Sterling Swarm and True Blue are off. It was pretty even, but I think the Sterling Swarm is going to have a small advantage entering the hurdle section. It's hard to see down there, so we're going to check the finish line cam, but I do think the Sterling Swarm have a pretty good lead. And True Blue will not be able to mount the charge, 7.64 from the Sterling Swarm. As the next heat will be the Purple Rockets and Glaciers. This is the final team event of the season. Triathlon up next, by the way. And those are pretty good late starts for the Purple Rockets, and the Glaciers have a pretty easy advantage heading into the hurdle section. And I think that's where it will stand. I do not think we will need a photo finish for that. That was not really close. Purple Rockets were well off the pace. 8.59, not a great time. 7.93 from the Glaciers will be enough to move on. The next heat will feature Team Plasma and the Greenies. The Greenies snapped their 16th and 6th place posts last week by finishing 8th. And they seem to have a significant lead heading into the hurdles section. And Team Plasma, I do not think will be able to mount a charge, although they will come close. This will be the closest match of the one so far, I think. 8.09. Not bad. That's the best eliminated time, I believe. And Time Warpers and Wasps are up next. The Wasps have a tough streak, getting last twice in a row, and they did not look like they will be able to catch the Time Warpers here. I don't think they like this track very much, the Wasps. They got 16th, 16th, and a pretty bad result here, I think. And we know it's going to be bottom half. At 8.29, compared to the Time Warpers' 7.83. The second half of the heats here will feature the Aquatics and Team Galactic up next, followed by the Flamethrowers, Minty Maniacs, Blueberry Buttons, Dodgers, and Rainbows and Valiant Vanillas. As the Team Galactic and the Aquatics are off, and they will push one off, and the Aquatics should come back here in the hurdle section, I believe. A pretty messy performance in the close lane by Galactic, as the Aquatics should take this heat. 7.91 is a good time from Galactic, but the Aquatics 7.31. Now that is phenomenal. As the Flamethrowers and Minty Maniacs, but another messy performance from the Maniacs, and the Flamethrowers is going to come down and take this one, I believe. The Maniacs straight off of 2 silver medals consecutively. They cannot continue their top tier performance here, though, as the Flamethrowers will be moving on. 7.70, 8.42 is not a good time for the Minty Maniacs. Our 7th heat here between the Dodgers and our hosts, the Blueberry Buttons. And I believe the Blueberry Buttons have a slight advantage heading into the hurdle section. Somebody just bounced off the referee, maybe. did not look fun. No, he just missed it. But, the Blueberry Buttons will come away with a victory here. 7.38. The Dodgers 7.78 is the best eliminated time so far. Rainbows and Valiant Vanillas in the final heat. The Valiant Vanillas have a significant advantage heading into the hurdles. And they will keep this. That is a pretty dominant performance from them. The Rainbows could not mount a charge. We've seen a lot of marbles falling off in this hurdle section. A 7.18 and 8.05. Now you can see the quarterfinals here. Sterling Swarm, Glaciers, Greenies, Time Warpers, Aquatics, Flamethrowers. That'll be an interesting match between those two rivals. And Blueberry Buttons, Valiant Vanilla. Sterling Swarm will coast to a victory here above the Glaciers. While they do manage to keep all four of those on, that was a pretty slow time from the Glaciers. Next up will be the Greenies and the Time Warpers. Greenies have not had much success besides, their 6th place finishes, as well as a silver in the sprints, but they're out to a lead here, but the Time Warpers are starting to claw back, and the Time Warpers didn't catch them! I think the Time Warpers passed them. The Greenies had a significant advantage there entering the hurdle section, but the Time Warpers will come back and get it. A 7.38, the Greenies choked there. And the match between two rivals here, the Flamethrowers and Aquatics. The Flamethrowers enter, but the Aquatics are mounting a charge, but will not get there in time. The Flamethrowers will win this quarterfinal and will be moving on. That does help their championship aspirations. They are sitting in 3rd right now, a little bit behind the Sterling Swarm Team Galactic. Aquatics will go no further. Blueberry Buttons and Valiant Vanillas. And the Blueberry Buttons will be the first ones to enter the hurdles. The Valiant Vanillas are well behind and will not be able to catch up. So our hosts will be moving on to the semifinals with a 75% chance to get a medal. 7.18 might be the best time we've seen so far. As the 4 teams left, Sterling Swarm, Flamethrowers, Time Warpers, and Blueberry Buttons, with the exception of the Time Warpers, all are relatively high up in the standings. So this will help their championship aspirations, as the Sterling Swarm and Time Warpers will duke it out now, as the Time Warpers will be the first ones to enter the hurdles. But the Sterling Swarm are going to pull a what the Time Warpers just did to the Greenies. They will come back and win it in the final hurdle section with a 7.31. That is a pretty nice time, and they will be moving to the finals, as the Blueberry Buttons and Flamethrowers are up next. The Flamethrowers after the lead, and the Blueberry Buttons might have just gained some momentum by pushing one of them off. And I think they caught the Flamethrowers. And will hit the referee. That's gotta be painful. We're gonna check in on him soon, but yes, the Blueberry Buttons will come back by 200ths of a second over the Flamethrowers. Which means the hosts and Sterling Swarm will be guaranteed at the medal, and the Flamethrowers and Time Warpers will go to the bronze medal match. Both these teams have medaled. Well, every team is medaled. Time Warpers last medaled in Collision. Flamethrowers have won that event, and they are going to win this 3rd place match, I believe. The Time Warpers were pretty significantly behind there, and that will help the Flamethrowers. The Sterling Swarm, the championship leaders, they will be stretching their lead pretty significantly over Team Galactic and the Flamethrowers, and the Blueberry Buttons, who are probably going to move up in the standings due to a guaranteed medal. But who will win the final between these two teams? The hosts would love a gold medal, and they are out to a slight deficit here. The Sterling Swarm are in the lead, but the Blueberry Buttons, we've seen them come back before, and they will win this heat. I think the Blueberry Buttons came back on the final hurdle. And they did. By 400ths of a second, the Blueberry Buttons will take home the gold medal. This is their 3rd medal as hosts, and their 1st gold, and they should definitely move up in the standings. The Greenies get 6th again, so I don't believe the streak is completely gone. Team Galactic will get 10th, so that will definitely help the Sterling Swarm. The Flamethrowers might even be able to pass them here. But I do believe the Purple Rockets, Wasps, and a couple other teams will be out of championship contention. But the Blueberry Buttons stand on top of the podium above the Sterling Swarm and the Flamethrowers. As you can see, the stands excited, and we will see the first eliminated teams here. From the Time Warpers and below are all eliminated, but they can still finish in the top 3. So the Time Warpers, Greenies, Dodgers, Wasps, and Purple Rockets are eliminated. Stay tuned for the Triathlon. In the penultimate event of the Marble Sports Games 2020 season, the championship title fight begins to heat up a bit more, as only 11 teams are eligible to win now, and I feel like a few more will probably be eliminated at the Triathlon today. I'm the Emperor, and the Triathlon will be a three-part event with the sprint track, before dropping to the maze track, and then a dirt chute at the end. The committee wants to demonstrate this one. Pretty nice job from two of the members there. And we're about to receive an official notice from Chief Referee Casper. Due to the technical and bounce-heavy nature of the triathlon course, all DNFs caused by intentional blocking by other marbles will be under review with the potential result of disqualification. Any DNFs caused by natural causes will have no further action taken. So that is really interesting. So if there was any DNFs due to blocking by another marble, they're going to disqualify them. I don't imagine we'll see that, but the first heat is off and rolling here, as that is the time warp is up top, but I think the rainbows are going to sneak by. And is it the Dodgers that's going to pick up the other spot? Yes, I believe the Dodgers got down there before the rainbows, and that is correct. Silently in blue indigo. Team Galactic, the Aquatics, Valiant Vanillas, and Glaciers. All of these still mathematically alive in the championship. Galactic is out in front, but the Valiant Vanillas are going to catch up. The Aquatics are going to cross first. I believe Galactic might have crossed second. If so, both of them will be advancing. And that is correct. Tied with a 5.04, a pretty good time there for the Aquatics, who look to keep those season alive here. This heat will consist of the Blueberry Buttons, Flamethrowers, Purple Rockets, and Team Plasma. Flamethrowers currently sitting in the bronze position, with, I believe, 110 points to their credit. And they are out front here with the Blueberry Buttons, but they are going to cross first, and Team Plasma will come in second. And the Blueberry Buttons, what happened? The Purple Rockets have stalled. Although, I believe, yes, look, they did just bounce off the wall and stall there, so there will be no intentional blocking penalty on this. Chief Casper, a pretty quick and swift decision there. That was an accident. There was no intentional blocking, so no disqualifications needed here. The Wafts, Minty Maniacs, Sterling Swarm, and True Blue here. And the Wasps out to a pretty good lead there. And the Minty Maniacs are going to fly off the track. And that might be a disqualification. I believe they might have bounced off of the Sterling Swarm there. That might have shot them off the track and stalled them at the bottom. Let's look. We'll get a good view here. And yes, they will. The Sterling Swarm will block them and they will bounce off of it. And Glitter has been disqualified from the event. The championship leaders have been disqualified, so the door is wide open for anybody to catch them now. My goodness, I did not think we would actually see that, but the ruling from Chief Casper, well, can't argue with it. The Dodgers and Flamethrowers here are going to advance to the final and the first semifinal. Aquatics and Wasps will go no more. I believe the Wasps are already out, but I don't think they can even podium now at this point. And Team Galactic, Team Plasma, True Blue, and the Rainbows up next. Galactic, the highest place of these, sitting in second at the moment. And they're out to lead with the Rainbows. And Galactic will bounce on through. Is that True Blue in second? No, it's the Rainbows. So Team Galactic and the Rainbows, the two highest seeded out of those, will be advancing. True Blue and Team Plasma will go no further. Team Plasma had a really good start to the season, but it's kind of fizzled out since. But the final, Team Galactic, the Dodgers, Rainbows, and the Flamethrowers. And they are off and rolling. The Rainbows out to the lead, but everybody's going to pass them. The Dodgers are going to drop on in, and I think the Dodgers have just won that. I believe Team Galactic is going to come in second. We are going to get another ruling from Chief Casper here. The times for the Flamethrowers and the Rainbows, since the cameraman did not pan over at the proper time to film it, they will be approximated. But it will say, with official confirmation from Chief Casper, the Rainbows did pick up the bronze medal. But it is the Dodgers on top of the podium here with the reserves silently. Dodgers previously been in 14th place, and I think this will help them. They are already mathematically eliminated, but they will jump up 7 spots. Team Galactic will take the top spot in the standings. Only the top 3, who have been in a league of their own recently, only the top 3 can still win the competition, but from the blueberry buttons to rainbows can also still podium. Thank you for watching. The finale, this marathon, will be out soon. It is time for the final event of the Marble Sports Games 2020 inaugural season, the Marathon. The fans are packed and as excited as can be as 3 teams remain alive here in championship contention, with a further 3 more still able to podium. The Marathon, as we saw in the B-League, will feature a sprint section before the wooden drop into the water. As you can see, Team Galactic has a 5-point lead over the Sterling Swarm in the championship standings. The test team's gonna kick us off here. Shout out to the test team. They have been trying out all these events, been very well. So thank you to the test team for all their hard work for this Marble Sports Games 2020. Flamethrowers, Aquatics, Blueberry Buttons, and the Dodgers up in the first heat. Will the Aquatics have the same luck as their Marble League counterparts, the Oceanics and Water? I guess we'll see. But they are going to advance with the Dodgers. Where are the Blueberry Buttons? Oh, apparently, according to timing and throwing, the Blueberry Buttons have flown off the track. And hit the ramp too hard. Now, this is not going to be a track effect, as was the case in the Cannonball, so they're going to just DNF them. But the Sterling Swarm, True Blue, Purple Rockets, and Wasps, as the Flamethrowers are out, they are out of championship contention. And Sterling Swarm is not out to a lead here. It's the Wasps and Purple Rockets! The Sterling Swarm are out! And if Team Galactic advances now, they win the championship. If they don't, they will need to have a very bad time, and Sterling Swarm will need at least 9th place, I think. So the fans, they know what happens here. If Team Galactic can advance out of this heat, the championship is theirs. They will be competing with the Valiant Vanillas, Minty Maniacs, and the Time Warpers. It looks like they're out to a lead, but the Valiant Vanillas and Time Warpers are going to pass them. They're in 3rd. But they have a great transition into the water, and they will advance. Team Galactic are your Marble Sports Games 2020 champions. It does not matter where they finish, they have won. Obviously, there's still bragging rights to compete for in this final event, but the championship is sealed. The Aquatics with advancement will love a podium spot, maybe. But the Sterling Swarm have to be wondering what could have been if they had not been disqualified in the previous event. But 4th heat here, the Greenies are out to the lead along with Team Plasma. Apparently there was some interference in the footage, so we had to skip the replay there. But the Greenies and Glaciers will be advancing. So the Rainbow's podium chances are out. But Team Galactic, the Dodgers, Wasps, and Greenies, 3 captains in the first semifinal. And weird bounces onto the grate there, as the Greenies are well behind, but will bounce into the water cleanly and advance. The Greenies are going to a final. The first time since the first event, the Greenies are in a final. Team Galactic will advance with them. Now they're going to count the Wasps' time as of the time they bounced off of Team Galactic instead of the wall, so that's why you see their times faster than the Dodgers. But second semifinal here, the Glaciers, Aquatics, Minty Maniacs, and Purple Rockets. There's a weird transition onto the wood there, and the Aquatics are clearly into the water first. Purple Rockets are going to almost catch them. They will be advancing. So the Aquatics will be in a final in a water event. Purple Rockets, sitting in dead last by a considerable margin, will also be in the finals. This is a pretty interesting final. We have the champions, we have the Greenies, who have not been to a final since E1, the Aquatics at a water event, and the last place team. Obviously a lot to compete for. The Aquatics trying to get a podium, but Galactic out to the front. The Greenies are going to close right up in on them. And Galactic will win on the bottom. The Purple Rockets will get the silver. The Aquatics will medal in a water event. And the Greenies will fall just short of the podium yet again. About 6th. I think they will be happy with the 4th place finish. But they finished in an even position every single time this season. And the Sterling Swarm, with the 9th place finish, would have been able to win if Galactic had not advanced and gotten a bad time. But Team Galactic will win the event and the championship. And now we will go to the closing ceremony. Takes a refreshing dip in a pool here. We say thank you for watching this inaugural season of Marble Sports Games 2020. As you can see, the final results here. They had a significant margin over the Sterling Swarm in second. The Purple Rockets could not claw out of last, but thank you everybody for watching this season. But as we end one season, we go to another, and the Winter 2021 Marble Sports Games host will be the Valiant Vanillas. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Winter 2021, the Marble Sports Games. Thank you for watching this re-upload of the original season of the Marble Sports Games. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you back in the remainder of the third season very soon. That's all for now. Till next time.